The other thing that we can do, which can be helpful, is if you have something that's more of a conversation, it's not necessarily a specific question, it might be a strategy or something like that, and you want to talk about it, I can unmute your mic and we can do it that way. So we'll just see how this goes. All right, so first question here from Griff. I'm having some issues when it comes to content protection within my membership site. I'm building the site using Elementor within my members area, and I have images of the course icons that I would like to link to either the sales page or a product page based on the user's credentials. Is it possible for the link connected to the icon to be dynamic based on user access level? For example, I could have a conditional link that says, if user has subscription 1 and no bundles, the link would be whatever. And if the user has subscription 1 and bundle 1, the link would be whatever. Okay, so the answer is partially yes. And the reason it's partial is because of your conditionals. You're saying you want to do this based on people having a particular subscription or a bundle. The only things you can consider, so subscriptions in MemberMouse are attached to bundles. That's the only thing I need to get clarification on before I answer your question and demonstrate how you do it. So yeah, so unless you want to just tell me real quick in the chat what the situation is, I can just make the assumption that you want to do this based on if somebody has a bundle, because really they go together. If they buy a subscription and you associate that with a bundle, they will have the bundle, and checking the bundle will be the thing that you're basically determining which link to show. Okay, so I'll just assume that that's what you're trying to do, because again, you can't do that. You can't just look at subscriptions on their own. You look at the bundle, which is attached to the subscription. So in essence, you're looking at the subscription, but you're doing it by looking at the bundle. So let me share my screen here. Clear out some of these windows. Yeah, and you were saying to me, I was planning for everyone under a free subscription and using bundles as the defining factor. Okay, so again, when you say free subscription, we just have to level set on terminology. In MemberMouse, or in the world that I'm a part of, a subscription is actually something, is a paid thing. So there's no possibility for a free subscription. The only thing that you can have free is a membership level. So is that what you're talking about? And I'm not saying, I'm just trying to make sure I'm understanding you correctly in terms of the words. So again, I'm going to interpret this as you're saying you have everybody on a free membership level, and then you're using bundles to determine if they're actually paying you or not. Okay, so let's go into MemberMouse here. Turn my debugger off because that slows things down. Okay, so basically, let's just say in your situation, you have a free membership level. Let's just say this is your free membership level. And then you have 2 bundles. Let's just say your bundles are bundle A and bundle B. And here we can see in order to get one of these bundles, you have to buy one of these products. Okay, so let's just first see what this looks like. And this is my dev site, by the way, and on my dev site when I'm developing, I don't care how it looks, and that's why it just looks like whatever, but it helped us go through these demonstrations. So I'm going to buy this free membership level. I'm going to sign up for this free membership level, and I'm using MemberMouse's test data, so it automatically fills out the fields for me. So that's my first account. So if we go back to the manage members screen, we see that a new account was added on the free membership level. I'm just going to double check my payment settings here and make sure I'm on the right payments. Yes. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create an account where I actually buy one of the bundles. So I'm going to buy bundle A. It's a monthly subscription, and I'm going to go ahead and submit this order. Now when I refresh the manage members screen, we see we have a second account, and that account has the bundles A on it. Now you notice they're both on the free membership level. And this is because if we go back to our product settings in MemberMouse, you have a concept of a default membership level. It's the membership level marked with an orange flag. Anytime you purchase a bundle as the first thing on the account, it's going to create an account for you with the default membership level, because every account has to have a membership level. So if the thing that you're purchasing is a bundle that first, it will automatically use the default membership level. Okay, so now that we have these two accounts, we get to the meat of the question, which is basically, okay, so for this account, when this person logs in, I want to show them a link that allows them to purchase, say, bundle A, since they don't have it. And on this account, since they already have bundle A, maybe I want to show a link that shows them how to purchase bundle B. So we do that using the member decision smart tag. So the first thing I'll do is I'll just show you the documentation on this. So you go to support.membermouse.com, type in member decision smart tag. And these are all the different attributes you can use to determine. Basically, the member decision smart tag allows you to show or hide content based on the information about which member is looking at the page. In this particular situation, we want to show or hide something based on if somebody has a bundle. So we're going to be using this attribute. You can also read through these and see all the other possibilities. You can do it based on what membership they're on, how many days they've been a member, the status of their account, what products they've purchased. There's a number of different options, but we're going to be using the has bundle attribute because we want to make the decision based off of what bundles somebody has on their account. So there are some examples here. I'm just going to copy one of these examples as a starting point. Okay, so, and I'm going to create a test page for this demo decisions, and I'm going to paste in I just want HTML. Okay, paste in our sample content here. So I'm going to delete the decision smart tag. Always has an opening tag that defines that, where you type in the attributes of like why this content, what's in between the tag should be shown or not. It has a closing tag. So whatever is in between here is what you're basically determining what should be shown or hidden. And again, we're using has bundle. And I'm going to delete these numbers here because this needs to be specific to our scenario. So we go back to our product settings. By the way, a recording of this is going to be sent out, so you don't have to worry about remembering this. Okay, so bundle A has an ID of 1 and bundle B has an ID of 2. So put number 1 in there. So if the member looking at this page has bundle 1, then we'll want to show them something that says you have bundle A, try buying bundle B. And then we would go grab the purchase link for bundle B. So here's bundle B. The way you get the purchase link is click this button select the product, and then just copy this purchase link smart tag and just paste it in there by bundle B. Okay, then I'm going to copy this whole thing, paste it, and what I'm going to change here is I'm going to say if they don't have bundle 1. So this is a case, so the exclamation point ahead of the number is basically the way that you say you want this to apply in the case where they don't have bundle 1. So I'll change this to say you don't have bundle A. Sorry, I keep saying bundle 1, but 1 is the ID of the bundle. You don't have bundle A. And then we need to get the purchase link for bundle A. And come and paste it in here by bundle A. And then we will publish this. So something to keep in mind with member decision smart tags is they only work if the person looking at the page is a member. And that is because in order for the system to know what they have or they don't have, they need to actually be a member who has a presence in the database for the program to check against. So I'm going to go and do the same thing I did before, which is just sign up for a free membership and submit that. As soon as I submit this, I'm now logged in with my free member account, and now I'll go to that page we just created. So you'll see here it's saying you don't have bundle A, and then I can buy bundle A. I have to enter in my card information because I've never bought anything before. So I go ahead and purchase that. And now when I go back to that same page, it says you have bundle A, try buying bundle B. So we can see it's doing the behavior that we want correctly. And now, of course, since I have purchased something, I can make the second purchase using the card on file. Okay, so now, so now if we go back to that page, what was it? Decision, demo, decision. Right, so now it's saying you have bundle A, try buying bundle B. Now, okay, well, I already have bundle B, so maybe we need to make this a little bit more intelligent, the smart tag, and say, okay, only show this content if they, what is it? If they have bundle 1 and don't have bundle B. So we need to go to product settings and look at, okay, the ID of bundle B is 2. So the way that we can do this is just say use an ampersand for and doesn't have bundle B. That's what that means. So I click update, and if I go back to this page, we should see nothing because now this situation doesn't pass because I do have bundle. I do have the bundle with the ID of 2. Okay, so I understand you may need to watch this again. I went through it pretty quickly, but I just wanted to be able to explain everything. And as far as like doing more complex scenarios like that, where I did this and that, or this and not that, there is a whole article in our support center that explains the different options you have available to you. They're called smart tag, we call them smart tag equations. It's basically different ways you can do this or that, this and that, not something. So there's just all these different options, and this article explains how to kind of construct them. So hopefully that helps. Okay. Next question from Rebecca. Is there an easy way to sell products from WooCommerce through MemberMouse? it shouldn't be it shouldn't be necessary to sell WooCommerce products through MemberMouse, because both can run in conjunction with each other. They're just, if you're buying a WooCommerce product, you would go through WooCommerce's checkout page. If you're buying a MemberMouse product, you would go through MemberMouse's checkout page. The time when you want to be interested in how MemberMouse and WooCommerce communicate together is if you're buying a product through WooCommerce that you want to then apply access for in MemberMouse. And for that, there is a, somebody's built a plugin, some third party has built a plugin to integrate the two of them. I think it's Happy Plugins. Cindy, maybe if you know the link for that, you can paste it in the chat. But that's one thing you can do. But the thing to keep in mind is, while you could use WooCommerce to purchase access to content and have WooCommerce integrate with MemberMouse, I would recommend against doing that, even though it's possible with the assistance of a third-party plugin. The reason being is because when you purchase subscriptions and things through the MemberMouse checkout form, you also, not only do you have the benefit, the initial purchase is whatever. You can do the initial purchase for things just as well through a MemberMouse checkout form as you can through a WooCommerce checkout form. The difference is that when you buy through the MemberMouse checkout form for subscriptions that have access associated with them, MemberMouse automatically handles situations where maybe the card becomes overdue or a billing event fails. So take a very common example in membership sites. Somebody purchases a $10 a month subscription and it bills correctly the first month, but the second month it fails billing. Now, if that person purchased it through MemberMouse and MemberMouse is the one who's keeping track of this subscription, what'll happen is MemberMouse will automatically mark the account as overdue, and it will send an email out to the customer saying, hey, your card got declined. Log into your My Account page to enter in your new billing details. They'll log in, go to the My Account page provided by MemberMouse, fill out their new credit card information, click submit, automatically be billed, and their account will automatically be reactivated. So this is what you commonly expect, when you're dealing with any Netflix or other subscriptions, that you, as a user, you just expect this. But as a site owner, you actually understand that these things fall into these very particular sets of the process that happen. MemberMouse covers all that. But if you buy the subscription for access through WooCommerce and the billing fails, well, you don't get the benefit of any of that, because now the subscription is being controlled by WooCommerce and they're not going to notify MemberMouse when something happens. So basically, conceptually, if you want to use WooCommerce and MemberMouse on the same site, the only reason you would do that is if you actually have physical products that you're selling. And WooCommerce will give you abilities to handle that situation that MemberMouse doesn't, because MemberMouse focuses on digital products, digital subscription, digital delivery. WooCommerce focuses on physical products, having quantities of things, being able to add multiple things to a cart, and et cetera, et cetera. So you would want WooCommerce to focus on the things that WooCommerce is good at, and MemberMouse to focus on the things that MemberMouse is good at. So you keep them separate is what I would suggest, because if you try to put them together, it'll just complicate things. And an even more purist perspective, it really all depends on how you want your site to run, what you want the user experience to be, what your focus is in terms of which products you're pushing more than others, et cetera. It depends on a lot of things, but another option to consider is use Shopify for your physical products. It's a separate subdomain. It'll be like shop.yourdomain.com or whatever. The reason this can be a good idea in certain circumstances is because it takes you having to control or worry about a certain technology on your own. So Again, this all really depends on your individual requirements and whether or not this makes sense for your business. But really, the less that you have to handle going on in your site in terms of e-commerce, the better. And you're not going to beat what Shopify can do with WooCommerce. So, but you can't do what MemberMouse does with WooCommerce with Shopify. So, just something to consider. The second question from Rebecca: is there any integration between MemberMouse and Zoom? If not available out of the box, what would be the easiest way to sell Zoom webinars through? So, integration is an interesting word because it can mean a lot of different things. If what you mean to ask is, well, can MemberMouse automatically create a Zoom webinar? I don't think you're asking this, so I'll just forget that. I think what you're asking is, can I promote and sell my Zoom webinar through MemberMouse? Yes, because when you're going to create your webinar through Zoom, Zoom's going to give you a link, right? That represents this is the link to access a webinar. And then what you'll do in MemberMouse is very straightforward. Actually, I'll just do this. So for office hours is a webinar. So here's the URL for the recurring webinar for office hours. So let's just say that, again, using let's say that the bundle that we want people to buy to get access to the webinar, again, we'll use bundle A as the example, okay? So let's just say we create a new page and we say webinar details. So this is the page where your members can go to get access to this webinar. Again, using the example from previously here, on this page itself, you can use decision smart tags to show one thing if they have access to the webinar and show the access details if they don't, which allows you to create what I call self-promoting content, whereby the page itself where they get the details becomes a sales page if they don't have access to it, if they haven't bought access, or shows them the details if you have access. In this particular case, you would use the access decision smart tag, not the member decision smart tag. Oops. So if you go to our support site, if you wanted to do that, and you go to the support site, type in access decision smart tag. It functions the same way as the member decision smart tag, but it has a different opening tag and a different closing tag. And it'll basically, I'll just show you. Okay, so if somebody has access to this content, meaning they bought this content, then we will show you bought this webinar. Here's the link, or whatever. You can put whatever you want in here, whatever HTML, CSS, whatever design stuff you need. So here's the link. Go back and grab my Zoom link, copy that, paste it in. No, don't do crazy stuff. WordPress, don't do crazy stuff. Just let me paste in something. Okay. And then, sorry. I just wanted to do custom HTML. Okay, so this is the case where they do have access. And this next block is the case where they don't have access. So you just do access equals false, basically meaning they don't have access. So we'll say you don't have access to this webinar. And then we copy the link. And we said it was bundle A. So we copy the purchase link to buy bundle A. And we'll just say buy webinar access. Okay, so we'll publish this. Now, the next thing, I'm going to show you what this looks like if we just copy this link and go to an incognito window. So you'll notice that we can access the page, which is not what we want, because this is not, and by the way, I was logged in there. Log out. So we don't want the page to show up at all for people who are not logged in. So what we do is protect the page. So here on MemberMouse options, we do grant access, and we say the only people who should see this page are people who have purchased bundle A. And then we update the page. Okay, so now if we go back to our site, this is what the customers would see, and we just sign up for a free membership level. And we go to that page, you'll see it'll tell us you don't have access to this webinar, buy access. Now, in a real world scenario, you would pretty much do a sales pitch here for your webinar. It would be more pretty than this, but functionally, it really comes down to this buy button. Okay, buy webinar access, fine. Submit order. So now that I bought webinar access and I go back to that page, it'll show me the details for the webinar, and you would make this a button and not just have this crazy link. But I think you see functionally how it works. So in this way, this is how you could sell webinars. There's obviously a number of other nuances and ways you could do it, different strategies, but that's one way. Okay. So this next question is from Caitlin. How about scheduling the students' right to access to content A or content B? If I would like to give access for content A on day 1 and for content B only from day 7, in the specific content page on MemberMouse options, where can I grant access? I can determine from which day he will access to that page. Am I right? Yes, you can. And then she's defining, yeah, you're right. That's how you do it. So and she just defined some steps. So I'll just show that. So if you have content A and content B, let's just say they can be a page, a post, a custom post type, which is what we're calling content. So we'll just say content A and content B. Okay, so now we have these 2 pages. So we can, as you suggested, we can use this grant access button, and we can say, okay, give them access via membership level or bundle. You can say bundle A gets access on day 0, or you can also say, you can do this for as many times as you want. You could say bundle B gets access on day 7. So there's that. You could do it that way. You could also use the, which if you're dealing with a lot of content, this might be an easier way to do it. You could also use the drip content schedule, product settings, drip content schedule, and select the access rights that you're working with. So we can see here in our schedule, day 0, day 7, day 10, we see that content B is accessed by bundle B on day 7, and bundle A on day 0. So if we want to, we can continue to add different access through here. We can say, okay, well, bundle B should also get access to content A on day 0. So now once we've done that, we can see on day 0, bundle B gets access to content A. That's what the check mark means. And I can always remove access from here as well. So this just gives you, this particular view gives you, if you're dealing with drip content or releasing content over time, this helps kind of visualize what people are getting access to when. Okay. This last question is from Kimberly. If a customer with a new account has purchased our product, MemberMouse will automatically send the welcome email along with the login details. Once a customer with an existing account purchases products from us, MemberMouse will not send the welcome email to that person's inbox. Is it possible to have welcome emails delivered anytime a new bundle is added? Yes. So what you're calling the welcome email is something, it's a function of membership levels. So if we look at editing a membership level, you'll see that as part of a membership level, you can send a welcome email. So that's what you're currently experiencing members receiving right now, because as I said earlier, when you buy a bundle as your first thing, every account has to have a membership level. So if they're buying a bundle as their first thing, the free default membership level will be the thing that's applied to their account. And if it's configured, if that free membership level is configured to send out a welcome email, then that's what they'll receive. So membership levels have this functionality where you can send welcome emails when a membership gets applied to the account. You're talking about bundles though. Bundles do not have this functionality as part of the configuration for the bundle. There's no welcome email for bundles, but if you go to developer tools, we have things what we call push notifications, which is a very powerful feature of MemberMouse. There's a lot of things that you can do with push notifications, but one of them is you can send emails based on all these different triggers that happen in the system. So for example, when a member is added to a particular membership level, when a bundle is added, when a product is purchased, when a payment is received, et cetera, et cetera. So there's all these different things you can trigger off of. In your situation, you're asking, can I send an email when bundle is added? So you would select when a bundle is added. Now you can do it for all bundles, in which case you would just keep it to any bundle, or if you want to only send an email when a particular bundle is purchased, then you can specify the bundle and you say send email, and you can either send an internal email to somebody on your team, or you can select current member to send an email to the current member. And you can use smart tags in the subject line and the body of the email to personalize it. So I'm going to just click to insert this member added template. So here, this is a template when a member is first added, and it's intended as an internal template to send to somebody on the internal team, providing information about that new member. But we can use this as a way to kind of like, as a starting point for some of the smart tags we can use in this email. And of course, you can always access the full library of smart tags by clicking this icon and going to members. Member data is an important one because this allows you to input personal information about the member, like their first name, last name, etc. So you can view the documentation of all the different all the different dynamic data you can insert into this email about the member. But for now, we'll just use this template. You know, it says, hi, first name, thanks for purchasing this bundle. Here's how you access it. And then you would provide a link to access to let us know if you have any questions. Period. Thanks. Okay, so, and then thanks, and the subject will be thanks for signing up. Okay, so we currently have this set up. When a bundle is added for bundle A only, send an email to the current member from this email address. And you can control these email addresses. I'll show you how you do this. You can set up any number of email addresses that you want to send emails from by going to general settings and adding employees to the system. Okay, so now that this is set up, if we go through an example again where I buy bundle A and I submit it. Oh, did I close that too soon? I think I closed that when I was actually purchasing. Oh no, it's fine, it went through. Okay, so now when I go into this member's account and go to the activity log, we see, so the activity log is really cool because it keeps track of the stuff that happens in the system. We see that this membership level was added to the account, this bundle was added to the account, this payment was received, and this email was sent, and we can actually click here to see the contents of the email that was sent. So using the push notification system, you can not only, I'll just say, not only can you send all these different types of emails based on different scenarios, but you can call a custom script if you want to keep like some third-party proprietary database in sync with MemberMouse. You can call a custom script when things are triggered. You can notify Zapier. If you're familiar with Zapier, it's this service that allows you to integrate with thousands of different systems like Salesforce and who knows what, all sorts of Gmail, whatever, Slack, Shopify, pretty much any major application you can think of, you can do through Zapier. So what that means is, because we integrate with Zapier, when any of these triggers happen in the system, you could, through Zapier, have something happen in one of those other applications, a record to Salesforce or your other CRM, have something happen in Gmail, have something be sent to Slack, whatever, sky's the limit really. So there's tons of things you can do with the push notification system. All right, so I think that's it. Of course, you guys asked a lot of great questions, so I didn't have much time to drink my tea. But of course, office hours is for asking questions and not me drinking tea. But you'd be surprised, sometimes we do have sessions where I end up drinking a lot of tea. I'm okay with either one. All right, so I think that's it. I appreciate you all for joining. I believe that we will be doing this. Oh, one thing I did want to mention. So based on feedback and experience from last year, you know, we've been doing office hours every week for, I don't know when we started, but we've been doing it for many months, almost a year, I think. And we've been getting great feedback from it and stuff like that, and it's great. I'm thinking of doing something, it's kind of like experimental stages right now, but I'm thinking of doing something more, I'm calling it the Creators Club. And basically, we're gonna be looking at launching a beta of this later this month. It's basically gonna be a free offering from me personally. You know, I'll talk about it through MemberMouse, but it's not gonna be a paid thing. And it's gonna be something where over the years when I work with people, I either friends of friends, people I know, customers who find out and get a chance to talk to me. And I work with them, and I found particular ways that I've been able to help guide people through the process of getting a business off the ground or enhancing an existing business or whatever. Just, you know, I've been doing this long enough, so I have certain perspectives that can be helpful. So looking to have this thing be a way that I can more on an ongoing basis engage with people. And we're going to be using a tool called circle.so to deliver this. It's kind of like a more pretty, and it's like a Facebook group, but better than a Facebook group, and without the downsides of a Facebook group. So anyway, we're going to be launching this beta program towards the month. And so I want to just let you know about that. And if you are interested in being notified when we do come out with that, you can go opt into this email form. I just pasted in a chat. It's membermouse.com/creators-club. And just fill out your first name, last name, and email address. And yeah, when we put something out there, I will send an email and let you know. But it'll be a way we can do stuff like this on a more ongoing basis. It wouldn't necessarily be live video all the time, but if there are questions that come up, they can be fielded there. But I will say this, I'm doing this as a personal offering. So this isn't something that replaces MemberMouse's support. And I'm going to be very precise about if a question gets asked in this thing that is actually a MemberMouse support question, I'm just going to point you to support. This thing is more about strategy. It's more about understanding from an entrepreneurial standpoint. It's more about understanding and recognizing that there's a lot of things that go into starting a business. There's a lot of mindset things. There's a lot of motivational things. There's these different aspects. So this area is more to work with and have a community that kind of like assists with those things. Technical implementation is still left to our support team. They do a great job with that, and they can handle the scale with the needs of our customers. So anyway, this is going to be an organic thing. It's going to learn as we go. Anyway, if you want to be a part of it, opt into that thing and we'll send you an email. But anyway, thanks for joining. Thanks for questions. And we'll see you next office hours, and have a great weekend. Thanks.